Hello and welcome to Sharper Software's demo videos series. In part 1 of this demo video series, we introduced how to install and run SharperClinic, as well as using the appointments screen to book appointments for your patients. In this video, we will continue the journey by demonstrating the patient management features of SharperClinic. Remember that SharperClinic is software that helps manage healthcare clinics. Patients are the most important element in a clinic's business. The more patients your clinic can serve, the better. In SharperClinic, you interact with patients in several ways. First and foremost, you'd be interested in viewing a list of all your patients. You can do this by clicking on the Home tab, and then clicking on the Manage Patients command. Here is a list of patients that are on file at the clinic. Note the number of patient files shown under the search box. The clinic has 1,130 active patient files. Also note that on your left there is only one command: Add New Patient. We shall add a new patient later in the demo. SharperClinic makes information available to you at your fingertips, by providing additional details about each patient file. Notice that every box in this list includes the following information: name of patient in both English and Arabic, patient's file number, and civil ID number. Let's click on one of these boxes. Notice that SharperClinic has displayed additional information about this patient on the right pane. SharperClinic is showing the demographical details of this patient, with all the available details. This helps identify the patient to the members of your clinic. Now that we have selected a patient's record, additional commands have been displayed on the left. SharperClinic provides context-sensitive commands that help users navigate between screens in a logical manner. Let's try to find the file of Lucy Henry, the patient for whom we created a file earlier. It would be difficult to find Lucy Henry's file from within this list of patients. However, SharperClinic provides an intuitive solution for finding the patient's record, called Sharper Search Technology. If we know Lucy's file number, we can search for it by typing the file number in the search box. Let's type 1134 in the search box. Notice that Lucy's file number is highlighted in the search results. Furthermore, the number of patients is now 2, as there are only 2 patients matching our search criteria. Now select the second patient record. Notice that this record was selected by the search engine because the patient's mobile number contains the 1134 string. Sharper Search allows search by different criteria without the need to specify which field you'd like to search on. Let's try to find Lucy's file by entering her name in the search box. Type Lucy in the search box. Notice that the list has highlighted Lucy's record. Now let's enter part of Lucy's mobile number, like 654. There are 13 patients with such criteria. Type an additional digit 9, and Lucy's file is the only one matching the criteria. By entering any part of information that is known about a patient, SharperClinic makes it easy to find the patient record. All you need to do is type that information into the search box. The list of patients is only showing active patient files, as indicated by the applied filter. Let's search for ADEL-SA in patients list. Notice that there is only one patient matching this criteria. Let's change the filter to include patient files that are marked inactive, by clicking on the filter and selecting all patients. Notice that the number of patients is now showing 2. This is because the first patient record is not active, as indicated by the details that appear on the right pane. Let's clear the search criteria in preparation for the next steps. In part 1 of this demo video series, we created a new patient file and entered the demographic details of the patient. A patient file includes additional details about the patient. Let's view the details of one of the patient files. By selecting a patient from the list and clicking the View this patient command, the following screen opens. Notice that a new tab has opened at the top of the screen. This allows users to perform multiple tasks simultaneously, and hence, saves them from switching between screens. Notice that there are multiple pages in this patient's file. Let's view the insurance page. Notice that this patient has his insurance details stored in the system. This will allow the receptionists to easily apply insurance when a patient pays for a transaction. Now let's switch to the images page. Notice that this patient has several images stored within his file. Let's view a couple of these images by clicking on the View button next to the image. During his last visit, this patient updated his work phone. SharperClinic makes it significantly easy to edit a patient's record while it is open. All a user needs to do is to click on the Edit command on the right pane. Now we will enter 2244735 in the work phone field. We can also update any other details of a patient. For instance, we can update the insurance details, or add new images to the patient's file. Once we're done, we can click on the Save command. This will commit our changes and share it with the rest of the organization. To create a new patient file, we can click on the Add a New Patient command, like we did in part 1 of this demo video series. In this video, we will show you some of the advanced validation and data entry features. Notice that the English name field is highlighted in red. This is because a patient's name in English is a required field. Users have to enter at least the patient's name in English for the file to be created. Let's type the name of the patient, Adam Magnus. Once done, press the Tab key to move to the Arabic name field. Usually, users need to switch their keyboard to Arabic in order to enter the name of the patient in Arabic. SharperClinic automatically switches the keyboard language to Arabic whenever the cursor stops at the Arabic name field, and back to English when the cursor leaves this field. Let's type the name of the patient in Arabic. Once done, let's press the Tab key to continue. Now let's enter Adam's Civil ID. Kuwait's Civil ID numbers are 12 digits in length. If a user enters less than 12 digits, SharperClinic warns them using a red highlight and a message. Not all 12-digit numbers are valid Civil ID numbers. SharperClinic has built-in validation for Kuwait's Civil ID numbers. If a user enters a Civil ID whose digits do not match the criteria of a valid Civil ID, users are again warned of this issue. The warning message will only disappear if a valid Civil ID is entered. Once done, press the Tab key to continue. Notice that the patient's date of birth has been automatically updated. This is because the date of birth is embedded in the Civil ID digits. SharperClinic saves users time and effort by automatically populating this field. There are searchable lists for marital status, nationality, and area of residence. Notice that these lists are displayed in both English and Arabic for convenience. SharperClinic can also capture a patient's phone numbers. Furthermore, in case any additional details about the patient are necessary to keep on file, these can be entered into the Notes field. Now that the information is complete, we can click on the Save command. In addition to the traditional way of entering patient data, SharperClinic provides a unique feature. SharperClinic makes it possible to read the patient's demographic details directly from the Smart Kuwaiti Civil ID. All users need is a smart card reader. By inserting the Smart Civil ID of a patient, the details of the patient are automatically fed into SharperClinic. This saves time, improves accuracy and keeps patient data up to date. Let's find the newly added patient, Adam. Now that we've found his record, we can use the commands on the left pane to manage this patient. For example, we can print labels for the patient's physical file. add a new transaction for this patient, or view a list of transactions that this patient made. Furthermore, we can book an appointment for this patient immediately from here. Thanks for watching this episode of the Sharper software demo video series. We hope you enjoyed the video as much as we enjoyed preparing it.